Sophia here. And before you scroll, pause for just a moment, because what's coming through right now is powerful. You're single, you're thriving, you've done the inner work, and suddenly the energy around you is shifting fast. The cards that revealed themselves immediately were the Two of Cups, the Knight of Cups, and the Lovers. And the moment they appeared together, the message was impossible to ignore. This isn't coincidence. This is a turning point. There's something magnetic about your energy right now. You may not even realize how visible you've become, how your independence and self-worth are quietly calling in attention. The universe is responding to the version of you that no longer settles, no longer waits, no longer chases. That's why this moment feels charged, like something is aligning behind the scenes, preparing to step forward when you least expect it. Stay with me, because this reading holds a story about choice, attraction, and timing. And when I tell you what these energies are preparing to reveal, you'll understand why being single was never a delay. It was the preparation. When the Lovers, the Two of Cups, and the Knight of Cups come together around the theme of you being single, thriving, and on the brink of receiving two love offers, they don't whisper, they speak clearly, emotionally, and with purpose. This combination tells a story of alignment, mutual connection, and romantic pursuit unfolding at the same time. It's the universe showing you what happens when self-worth meets opportunity, when healing meets attraction, and when choice finally replaces waiting. This trio reveals that your season of being single was never empty. It was active, transformative, and deeply necessary. The Lovers confirms that you reached a point where your heart and values aligned. You stopped wanting love just to feel chosen and started wanting love that felt true. That inner alignment changed your energy, and once that shift happened, love responded quickly. You became visible in a different way, not louder, not desperate, but grounded and magnetic. The Two of Cups steps in to show what kind of love is now possible for you. It reflects reciprocity. This isn't love where you give and hope to be met halfway. This is love that mirrors you. Someone meets your gaze, your effort, your emotional availability with the same sincerity. The card confirms that at least one of these love offers is emotionally balanced, respectful, and mutual from the very beginning. There's no power struggle here, no guessing, no imbalance. Just two people choosing each other willingly. Then the Knight of Cups enters with movement, emotion, and pursuit. This is the energy that turns quiet attraction into action. Someone doesn't just feel something for you. They act on it. They approach you with emotion, expression, and intention. This card explains why love is no longer subtle around you. Feelings are surfacing. Words are being spoken. Invitations, confessions, or gestures begin to appear because the emotional pull has become too strong to ignore. Together, these three cards describe two distinct but meaningful love energies approaching you at once. One feels emotionally balanced and steady, represented by the Two of Cups, calm, mutual, and deeply respectful. The other carries the romance, emotion, and expressive intensity of the Knight of Cups, passionate, heartfelt, and driven by feeling. The Lovers sits between them, not creating confusion, but calling for conscious choice. This is where the message becomes deeply personal. The universe isn't testing you, it's honoring you. Two offers don't appear when someone is unsure of themselves. They appear when someone is ready to choose rather than chase. The Lovers reminds you that love is no longer something that happens to you. It's something you participate in intentionally. Your heart is finally in a position to decide what kind of love it wants to grow into. Emotionally, this combination confirms that you are no longer attracting lessons through pain. You're attracting experiences through alignment. The Two of Cups heals old wounds by showing you what mutual emotional effort feels like. The Knight of Cups reignites your heart by reminding you that romance, desire, and emotional expression are still alive and meant for you. The Lovers anchors it all by asking you to choose love that reflects your truth, not your past. There's also a strong message here about visibility. The Knight of Cups doesn't approach someone who feels unreachable. They approach someone whose heart feels open yet protected. That's you now. The Two of Cups confirms that your openness doesn't cost you your balance. The Lovers confirms that your standards haven't lowered, they've clarified. That's why love feels different this time. It's not chaotic, it's intentional. Spiritually, this trio signals a turning point. You've crossed from hoping into receiving. The universe mirrors your self-respect by presenting options instead of obstacles. Love is responding to the frequency you're holding, one of emotional maturity, authenticity, and wholeness. This is why the connections forming now feel meaningful so quickly. They're not distractions, they're reflections. The combined message is simple but profound. You are no longer waiting to be chosen. You're being invited to choose. One love may feel like emotional harmony and long-term potential. Another may feel like romance, passion, and emotional expression. Neither is wrong, but only one will fully align with who you've become. The Lovers assures you that your heart knows the difference. Ultimately, these three cards together confirm that love is not arriving to complete you. It's arriving to meet you. And that changes everything. The Knight of Cups arrives in this reading carrying romance, emotion, and the unmistakable energy of someone who leads with their heart. In a chapter where you are single, thriving, and about to receive 2 love offers, this card represents the one who approaches you with feeling first. This is the admirer who doesn't just notice you, they feel you. Their attraction isn't casual or detached. It's emotionally charged, intuitive, and deeply inspired by who you are at your core. The Knight of Cups speaks of someone who is moved by emotion and imagination. They see you through a romantic lens, not in an unrealistic way, but with genuine admiration and tenderness. This person is likely to express their interest through words, gestures, or creative acts that make you feel seen and desired. Their energy feels warm, expressive, and emotionally open, creating an atmosphere where love feels alive and exciting. This card also reflects how your current state of thriving has awakened romantic attention. You're not chasing love. Love is responding to you. The Knight of Cups appears when someone is inspired to step forward because your energy has stirred something in them. They may have admired you from a distance, sensing your emotional depth and independence, and now they feel compelled to act on those feelings. In the context of 2 love offers, the Knight of Cups often represents the more emotionally expressive option. This connection may feel poetic, dreamy, and deeply emotional from the start. Conversations may quickly turn meaningful, touching on feelings, dreams, and shared visions. There's a sense of emotional intensity that draws you in, making you feel desired and emotionally awakened. However, the Knight of Cups also brings a message of awareness. While their intentions are sincere, this energy can sometimes move quickly, driven by emotion rather than long-term planning. This doesn't mean deception or insincerity, but it does suggest that emotions are leading the way. The card invites you to enjoy the romance while staying grounded in your truth and needs. This knight is guided by the heart, not fear. They approach love courageously, willing to take emotional risks. That vulnerability can feel refreshing, especially if you've experienced emotionally closed or unavailable partners in the past. The Knight of Cups shows up to remind you that emotional expression is not weakness, it's bravery. This person is not afraid to show how they feel. The energy here also speaks to emotional chemistry. There's likely a strong emotional pull, a sense of connection that feels intuitive rather than logical. You may feel understood without explanation, as if this person reads between the lines of what you say and feel. This emotional resonance creates attraction that goes beyond physical chemistry. At the same time, the Knight of Cups asks you to observe consistency. Emotional intensity feels beautiful, but true love sustains itself through actions over time. This card doesn't warn you away, it simply encourages balance. Let the romance unfold naturally without rushing into expectations or promises before you've seen how this person shows up consistently. This card also reflects your readiness to receive emotional affection. You're no longer guarded in the way you once were. You've healed enough to allow someone to approach you emotionally without fear of losing yourself. That openness is what draws the Knight of Cups toward you. Your heart is open, but your standards remain intact. Spiritually, the Knight of Cups represents love arriving as inspiration. This connection may awaken creativity, emotional expression, or a renewed sense of joy within you. It's love that reminds you how beautiful emotional connection can feel when it's genuine and heartfelt. In the bigger picture of 2 love offers, the Knight of Cups represents the one who makes you feel desired, cherished, and emotionally alive. Whether this connection deepens or simply teaches you how deeply you deserve to be loved, its presence confirms that romance is finding its way to you because your heart is ready to receive it without losing itself. The 2 of Cups enters this reading softly but powerfully, carrying the energy of mutual attraction, emotional balance, and genuine connection. In a topic where you are single, thriving, and on the verge of receiving 2 love offers, this card speaks of reciprocity. It tells a story of love that meets you where you are, not one that asks you to shrink, chase, or prove your worth. This is the kind of connection that feels natural from the very beginning, like both hearts recognize each other without effort. At its heart, the Two of Cups is about equality. It shows two people standing face to face, offering their emotions freely and willingly. In this moment of your life, this card confirms that love is no longer one-sided. You're not the only one investing, hoping, or carrying the emotional weight. Whoever steps forward now does so with genuine intention, ready to meet you emotionally, mentally, and energetically. This is love that feels balanced, calm, and deeply respectful. This card also reflects how far you've come on your own. Being single didn't weaken you, it strengthened you. The Two of Cups appears when self-love has already been established, when you know your value and no longer accept connections that drain you. That's why the love energy around you feels clean and refreshing. It's not fueled by loneliness or fear, but by mutual desire and shared emotional openness. In the context of two love offers, the Two of Cups suggests that at least one of these connections will feel immediately mutual. There's an instant sense of recognition, an ease in communication, and a comfort that doesn't require performance. Conversations flow naturally. Silences don't feel awkward. There's a sense of being emotionally understood without having to explain yourself over and over again. This card also speaks of emotional honesty. The Two of Cups thrives in truth and vulnerability. Love arriving under this energy encourages open expression, where feelings are shared freely and intentions are clear. There's no guessing game here, no mixed signals, no emotional imbalance. The connection feels refreshing because both people are showing up authentically, without masks or hidden agendas. There's also a healing quality to this card. If past relationships left you feeling unseen, unchosen, or emotionally alone, the Two of Cups arrives as reassurance. It tells you that love doesn't have to hurt to be real. It doesn't have to be complicated to be deep. This connection supports emotional growth rather than triggering old wounds. It feels safe, yet exciting, calm, yet alive. Energetically, the Two of Cups suggests that love is responding to the harmony you've created within yourself. You've reached a place where your heart and mind are aligned, and that alignment is calling in someone who matches your emotional frequency. That's why love feels closer now, more tangible, more real. You're no longer attracting lessons, you're attracting partners. When two love offers appear under the influence of the Two of Cups, the message is clear. Mutual respect will guide the right choice. One connection may feel more intense or dramatic, but the one influenced by the Two of Cups will feel steady, sincere, and emotionally nourishing. It's the love that grows naturally rather than burning too fast. This card also reminds you that love doesn't have to disrupt your thriving life to be meaningful. The right connection will blend into your world smoothly, complementing your independence rather than threatening it. The Two of Cups honors individuality while creating togetherness, allowing both people to remain whole while choosing to walk side by side. Ultimately, the Two of Cups confirms that you are stepping into a phase of love where effort is shared and emotions are returned in equal measure. You're not waiting anymore. You're being met. And in this moment, love isn't arriving to fill a void. It's arriving to share the fullness you've already built. The lover steps forward in this reading as a mirror, reflecting not just romance, but the truth of where you stand with yourself right now. This card doesn't appear by accident, especially when the topic is being single, thriving, and suddenly attracting two love offers. The lover speaks of alignment, choice, and the moment when the heart is finally ready to receive what it truly deserves. You didn't reach this point by luck. You arrived here because you learned who you are without needing anyone to complete you. At its core, the Lover's card tells a story of harmony between desire and values. It reveals that your energy is no longer fragmented. In the past, you may have wanted love while doubting yourself, or desired connection while still healing old wounds. The inner conflict is gone now. You are standing in a place of wholeness, and that is exactly why love is responding. The Lovers appears when your inner world and outer world begin to match, when what you want emotionally is finally aligned with what you are willing to accept. This card also speaks clearly about attraction, but not the kind that fades quickly. The Lovers represents a soul-level pull, the kind that feels natural, familiar, and deeply resonant. In the context of two love offers, It suggests that both options will feel meaningful in different ways. This isn't about surface-level charm or fleeting excitement. It's about connection that touches your heart and challenges you to be honest about what love truly means to you now. There's something important the Lovers wants you to notice about timing. Love is showing up now because you are no longer searching for it from a place of lack. You're thriving on your own. You've built a life, an identity, a sense of self that doesn't depend on anyone else's validation. That independence has made you magnetic. People are drawn to the authenticity you carry, the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you're complete on your own. The Lovers also carries the energy of choice, and this is where the card becomes deeply personal. Two love offers don't mean confusion. They mean clarity is required. One connection may feel passionate, intense, and emotionally charged, awakening parts of you that crave romance and expression. The other may feel grounding, steady, and safe, offering long-term potential and emotional security. The Lovers asks you not to rush this decision, but to listen carefully to what your heart is saying beneath the excitement. This card reminds you that love isn't just about who chooses you, but about who you choose in return. In the past, you may have accepted love that didn't fully align with your values, your boundaries, or your vision for the future. The Lovers appears now to tell you that this chapter is different. You are no longer here to repeat old patterns. You are here to choose consciously from a place of self-respect and emotional awareness. There is also a strong message here about honesty. The Lovers thrives on truth, transparency, and emotional openness. Whatever love enters your life now will require you to be seen fully, not just admired from a distance. This card suggests that the right connection will encourage you to speak your truth, express your needs, and honor your boundaries without fear of rejection. Love no longer has to feel like compromise or self-abandonment. Spiritually, the Lovers signals a union that reflects your growth. You've healed enough to recognize love that feels mutual, balanced, and sincere. That's why two offers appear, not to overwhelm you, but to show you how far you've come. You are no longer waiting to be chosen. You're being presented with options because your energy is ready to receive. The Lovers ultimately whispers that this moment is about alignment, not urgency. Love is approaching you because you are living in truth, and the universe is responding to that frequency. Whether one connection fades and the other deepens, or whether one clearly rises above the rest, this card promises that the choice you make now will be rooted in authenticity. You are no longer settling for love that feels half right. You are stepping into love that mirrors the wholeness you've already claimed for yourself.